Should I remortgage my home or house where you live in order to invest in property? Just before we start the video, don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification bell so that you don't miss anything. So the question is, I have a large amount of equity in my own home and I'm considering remortgaging in order to use the capital to invest in buy-to-let property. Do you think that is a good idea, or do you think I should raise the funds by other means if possible? Okay, so yes, I think it's a good idea. Okay, so if you've got you've got your own home and you've built up over the years a lot of equity, then yes, remortgage your house in order to go and buy property. Now, there are a couple of caveats to that, okay? So let's say that you've got, so let's say you've got your main house and you've got 100k equity that you can pull out. Okay, so you've got 100k that's going to be available, okay? Now, what I would always say is, first of all, there's two types of debt. There's good debt and bad debt, okay? So what you don't want to be doing is taking this 100k and then going and buying, sports cars or around the world cruises or, holidays or any kind of materialistic type of stuff, because all that you're going to do then is that you'll just lose your money, yeah? While that money is in your house, it's obviously very safe, yeah? You can't spend it. So you've got that equity, you've spent years building it up. The danger for some people is, and I've seen this happen, is that they take the money out, but then they just think, oh, we'll just have this holiday that we've been waiting for. Oh, we'll just buy that new TV that we've always wanted. And they'll say, oh, the TV's only £1,000, I'll just use it. So you've spent £1,000 and you've on the TV, and now you've got 99,000. Yeah. Well, that's okay. Oh, I'll just have. We've always could have done with a new car. We'll have a new car. So another 15 grand's gone. Yeah. And then before you know it, your 100 that you were taking out for your property business has dwindled down to 70, 80, whatever it may be, even more. Okay. If you look on the TV, most millionaires that win the lottery, 5 or 10 years later, it's gone. Okay. So I would say yes, remortgage your property, but make sure that you can, you're very strong-willed so you can manage that money. Make sure it's not going to disappear, okay? So anyway, so assuming we've covered all that now and you've got the money, okay? So the other thing you've got to think about is, if you're buying properties and you're using my methods where you're going to be buying below market value, so let's just say this 100k is going to go across and he's going to buy a house. So you're going to buy a house here that's worth 100k and 100k purchase price, and you've put a 30k or you've put 25k deposit. You haven't lost any of your money, have you? Because that 25k has just come from there. So all of a sudden now, this is now 75k, and your other house over here is now got 25k of equity in. Does that make sense? So let's just draw a clearer diagram. So you've got your house here, and you've got 100k equity. And then you've got your other house here that you're going to buy, and you've now got 25k equity. So what's happened is this one's dropped to 75, and this one's gone to 25, but you've still got your 100k. All you've done is you've just spread it out over this property. Now, if this was good enough for you to keep it there, why wouldn't that one be good enough for you? Particularly if you've bought below value and you obviously have made sure that this is a good deal. I wouldn't suggest just going and buying anything. Yeah. So if you watch my other videos on buying properties, you need to buy below value. You need to add some value on so that the price is now worth more than 100. We want to always try and increase the value as well as get a discount on the purchase price. But if you're just transferring equity, because that's essentially what we're doing, we're transferring equity from here to here. And so let's say that's with 100k. Let's say we do another one. So you now buy another property and you've got another house here. So this is house number 1 and you've got house number 2. They've both got 25k in now in equity. So now this house of your main one is now down to 50k. So your 100k is still safe. We've got 50k in your residential main home. We've got 25k in your first property, and we've got 25k in your second property. But something magical happens now, okay? And this is why I love property. So let's just say these are valued at 100. That's without adding any value. So let's just say they're 100, okay? So collectively, they're worth 200k. Now, if the property market goes up by 10%, let's say, okay? I'm not saying per annum, I'm just saying if it goes up by 10% over 2 or 3 years or however long it may be. But let's just say it goes up by 10%, okay? You've now got 20k profit. Because the value went up by 10%. So what it has allowed you to do by releasing equity from your own home and buy more properties or buy additional or buy your second, third property, it's enabled you then to have more gross value that will go up with inflation. Whereas if you would have kept it in here and this one was worth 100k, it's just going to go up by 10%, 10k. So if you kept it in there, you'd make 10k. Made 10k on this, so we got a 10% increase. This you've made 10k, and you've made 20k here. So collectively, you made 30k profit. All off remortgaging your house. So I hope that makes sense. I would always encourage anybody to maximise the assets you have available and get more assets. So what you'll then do is taking that one step further is that as time goes on, you've got your main house there that you had your 100k in, which you've now only got 50k because you invested it, yeah? So you've got your 2 properties, yeah? Number 1 and number 2. What I would encourage you to do is you take another 50k out of there and now you've got 4. So let's just do the example on 4. So we put 25 in this, 25 in this, 25 in this one, and 25 in this one. So our 100k equity is safe because we've just transferred it. So this one now has got 0 equity. Actually, it's got more equity. It will have more equity because you're not allowed to take the whole lot out. So that 100k assumes you've got more. But anyway. So yeah, so you've got, for all intents and purposes, let's say you've got nothing on that one. So now you've got all your equity spread amongst your 4 houses, okay? And they're all worth 100 each for this example, okay? So, 100, 100 and 100. So we've now got 4 houses worth 100k. So we've got £400,000 worth of property that we are now getting a rental income, so the mortgage is being paid, and we've got £400,000 worth. That's the value of your portfolio, okay? And we've still got your main one here, which has got 100k of value. So we have a 10% increase over a period of time. So this one now earns you 10k profit. These ones here now give you £40,000 profit. So 10% equals 40k profit. So now collectively we've made 50,000. So we've got the 10k from here, 40k from here, 50k. So going back to your original example, it means you have now still got your 100, because it's shared, but you've now got another 50k for free. Isn't that good? Yeah? And you've got your rental income, which on those 4 is probably going to be, you know, if it's 800 times 4, 3,200 a month income, less your mortgages. Okay? So yeah, so that is the power of releasing equity and making a sensible purchase. And as I said at the beginning of the video, if you're still watching, as I said at the beginning of the video, it is so important that you only buy the property with it, because otherwise temptation is, it's a temptation, and you may find that money goes. So only buy what you need to buy with it, and that's properties. Hope that was useful, guys. Don't forget, as always, to subscribe and hit that notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video.